Welcome to Cover Africa number 2. I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. I'm about to go live, but before I do, I'm gonna let you understand this video. This video is about unsafe martial art practices, and I am going to practice unsafe martial art practices. Now let me activate the live and explain it to them. Okay, recap for what I just said on Kung Fu Africa number 2. I'm gonna say it now on live. This video is about unsafe martial art practices. We do not practice unsafe martial arts practices, but for today, I'm going to practice unsafe martial art practices. Alright? Let me break that down for you. I'm going to put on my gloves, I'm going to put on a blindfold, and I'm going to work some weapons and pray that I don't fuck anybody up or anything up. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I got a comment, and I commented on somebody else's page. I follow her, I respect her, and y'all should do the same. I leave names off if you want to follow me with whatever linked videos that I commented on. I'm pretty sure they're on my page, so they're probably on someone else's page, so you can probably go find them. Anyway, someone brought up the no-touch knockout, and I legitimately said in another video, the no-touch knockout is going to get somebody hurt, all right? So why am I making this video? Why am I doing unsafe martial arts? Because here's the thing. They got me, so let me go ahead and confess, because I've said this 1,000 times that no martial arts is useless. I didn't take into consideration that people counted the no-touch knockout as martial arts. I count it as maybe movie shit, because I'm not gonna lie, anything is possible, all right? All things are impossible until they're actually done. That is a quote from one of the Mass Effect games. I'm pretty sure it's Mass Effect 2, not 3, but it might actually be Mass Effect 3 and not 2. I can be wrong. I don't have a problem admitting that I'm wrong. The point being made, hi, whoever just popped up on my TikTok. The point being made is that, all right, when you compare like movies and mystical powers and chi, all right, I know you're waiting for me to get started, but this is how we get there. All right. First off, I do believe that chi works. I do not believe that I can Hadouken the shit out of anybody. All right. I think that chi works as a system of mind control over what your body is physically capable of doing. I do not believe that chi allows me to and form a big fucking blue ball of light that I can shoot on you. I don't believe that. But I do believe that you can harness it enough to make your hands more powerful or your feet more powerful, or if you want to be specific, like whatever game and whatever movie has Terry Bogard in it, where Barney Knuckles. Now, I'm going to say this at the risk of being ostracized. I'm going to say this at the risk of being shamed or being persecuted or some shit like this, and this is why I believe that chi works, alright? I've told you the story of how I got to fighting with somebody bigger than me, and he had someone assist him, and when she grabbed me, I couldn't hit him. Now, again, this is my personal experience. This shit really happened to me, which is why I believe in chi, but I don't believe in being able to shoot people. My hand felt like it was on fire. All right, that's the best description I can give you. It felt like Terry Bogard's Burning Knuckles, not the Power Wave, but the Burning Knuckles. It literally felt like my hand was on fire, and it would not strike the person holding me. Now, you don't have to believe that. I can't make you believe it. I can only tell you what I felt, what I went through. So again, I do not believe in no-touch knockouts, but I do believe that chi can be channeled. If that makes sense, that's what I'm describing, the channeling of my anger and getting ready to hit this person while my hand felt like it's on fire. So before we go any further, I am not superstitious, but I'm very cautious. Usually when my left hand itch, I come into some money. I've had this happen to me on many of occasions. Sometimes I find $20 when my hand itch. Within 2 or 3 days, I find money. Or somebody gives me money that they owed me, or somehow or another, within 2 or 3 days of my left hand itching, I get money. Now back to my left hand feeling like it was on fire. This has happened in more than one fight. So that's why I say I believe in chi. Now, again, me believing in chi is not me believing in I can pull up a scientific magical ball of light and shoot you. I do not believe in that chi. But I do believe that chi exists because I also, when I took qigong, they taught us how to feel it, and both of my hands also felt the heat. Okay? But the rest of my body didn't feel the heat. I can't really explain it and I can't really show it to you, but someone who took qigong, if you are here, or if you're watching this video, please explain it. Please make a qigong video so people can understand how internal chi for healing the body works. Because I have a qigong sensei. I will leave her name off because I don't want people harassing her. But I strongly believe in chi. I just don't believe in magical powers of chi. But again, this makes me a hypocrite because I believe in Sasquatch. I also believe in Coyote the Trickster and a lot of other native deities, okay? And if you can believe in God and you can believe in magic, you probably can believe in chi. However, I do not, will not, and until somebody actually does it to me, believe in a no-touch knockout. That makes sense? So now we're going to talk about these unsafe martial art practices that I'm about to do that involves these blindfolds. I have done this before, and I have told y'all completely the truth. Do not attempt this shit. It is not safe. You cannot hear everything around you. You cannot hear heartbeats. You are not Matthew Moyrick. In other words, you're not Daredevil. You will hear all the birds chirping. You cannot see with this damn handkerchief around your eyes. You do not have a spider sense. You will not be able to hear someone throwing a punch at you. This is going to be completely fucking unsafe, and this is why you do not practice this shit. Now, if you are in the movies, it's designed that way. Your stunt team is designed to take care of you. There's probably a radio in your ear saying, block left and 2, 3, block. Block right and 2, 3, block. Block left and then right and 2, 3, block. Understand, as an actor, I know how this shit fucking works. And the magic of TV makes it look cool. You've seen me do unsafe martial arts with my hands bound. Why is it safe for me? Because I've been taught the shit. That does not make it safe for you. It is an unsafe practice, and I tell you not to do what I do because I've been doing it before most of you came out of your mom's womb. Okay? And we have doves. Okay. You may call them pigeons. But anyway, that being said, you do not practice unsafe martial arts. You are not to practice the shit that I am about to do. You are not going to go home and put on a blindfold and get out in your yard. You see where I'm at? There's clearly nothing that I can really hurt unless somebody walks in the frame when I get this blindfold on. Alright? Now, again, this makes me sound like a hypocrite because you see me doing it. It also makes me sound like a hypocrite because I do practice training with my hands tied. I do not recommend that anybody does that. It's just something that I've been taught to do. Is it safe? It's safe for me because I do it, but I also do it with an open mind of making sure that no one is around so that no one gets hurt. I'm not so much worried about me getting hurt as somebody seeing me film and just blindly walk in. It's like you go to a park and you're that little kid that they have told 9 times not to go in front of the swings. And you just got to go in front of the swings because you don't want to listen to nobody. You like, I'm going to run in front of these swings. Boom! You get a foot sandwich because they told you not to cross the swings. And what do? Fuck you, I do what I want. I'm going to go across the swings. Hopefully that clears shit up, and if you want to call me a hypocrite, it's fine. I don't give a fuck. I still have my honor because I tried to warn you. So we're going to put on a bandana, and we're going to do, these commas. Because there's the safest things that I can grab and grip without, like totally fucking shit up. And if I drop them, I'm coming up out of this bandana. But, the grip, the gloves are for grip. And like I said, there are some things that you need to understand. Just because you see someone doing it and it's safe for them, doesn't make it safe for you. By any means necessary, what I am about to do, besides step to my left because I'm out of frame, is, just because you see it, doesn't always mean you can do it. You literally have to be taught it. You literally have to commit. You literally have to practice that shit as if your life depended on it. Your life, no matter what you are doing in your life right now, you will never be in a place where somebody has blind, unless you're a fucking unlucky motherfucker, where someone has literally blindfolded you and tied your hands up. Unless you're living one strange ass lifestyle, you should never be in that situation. When I do my bound fighting, it is to show you that you can still fight with your hands tied up. But I always show you how to exit the situation versus engage in the situation. And y'all know that. And if you don't, go watch my videos. So let's try this shit. I hi to everybody who just came in. Now remember, I'm doing this. It is completely unsafe, and if you've never had martial arts training in your life, I don't recommend you do it. So, got my commas. Now, for a prime example, that's a no-no in any capacity with the real ones. These are wooden. No one can get hurt if I'm holding them properly and doing what I'm supposed to do. But you can still bring bodily harm to someone with a training weapon. Remember that. It is a training weapon, but it's still a weapon. So block, strike, 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 strike. Spin, strike, strike, strike. Spin. You're not going to be doing that shit. And now you see why. You know, so... This is completely unsafe. See, I had to use my feet to find that shit. That's called years of training. Having people tell you, do not remove the blindfold. You must feel it out. I can't see shit. Feeling it out, that ain't always an option. Listen. People back there in the park. There's birds over there. That directions that I'm pointing in is where I'm hearing it from. Birds over there. Birds over there. I can't see the motherfuckers. Again, blindfold training is not safe. It's not safe outside. It's not safe in the dojo. Why am I doing it? Because it's not useless. It's just not safe. Alright? Block, strike, strike. Block, strike, strike, block, strike, spin, strike. I hope that the hook, yeah, there's the hook. So, see? Block, strike, strike, block, strike, spit, almost lost it. Understanding that food, that is a chance that you shouldn't be taking. Block, strike, pull back, strike, pull back, strike again. Same thing. Block, strike, pull back, strike, pull back, strike again. Not block, strike, pull back, spin it, and then strike. You're wasting time and you're putting your life in danger. Block, strike. I got a feeling I'm not even facing that. Okay, I am facing that. My alarm's going off. Hello, Brianna. Hello there. My eyes gotta adjust. But again, you have to understand, unsafe martial arts is not just dangerous for you, it's dangerous for everyone else around you. But mostly it's dangerous for you. Because thinking that I can see through this cloth and having chi powers, no. That shit is not a fucking option. You understand? But I'm not going to tell you to choose a myth either. You know, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block, strike, block. That's a strike actually, I'm sorry. Block, strike, spin, strike. Don't do that part. Just do this. Block, strike. Is that hook? It is. So block, strike, strike, strike. Not block, strike, pull back, spin, strike. You're going to do this. Hope you guys can see me. Pull back and spin. You're only going to do that in the movies. You're not going to do it in real life. Now, if you're doing tapas, This weapon never leaves your hand. Understand, you're using these now are tonfas by the power of your imagination. If you don't know what a tonfa is, cut off this video, go Google it, and then come back. So a tonfa, you can whirl it, block it, whirl it, block it, whirl it. I don't like that. I'm the outside to inside versus the inside to outside. Block, strike versus block and then strike. When you're striking from the inside out, you have to get that full extension or you're going to hit your ribs and that shit's going to hurt. Boom. That works better for me versus boom and then that. And as you notice, I have a blindfold on. If someone literally was attacking me, I'm dead because I have a blindfold on and I can't see. Hear the birds? Hear people talking in the park? And if you notice, you can't hear anything else but those other distractions. Those are my nieces back there talking. I can recognize their voices. But if somebody comes up, hey, we're gonna bust you up. Like this, I'm as good as dead. Because I won't be able to hear them throw a punch. I won't be able to smell them throwing a punch. So my best bet would be to cover up until that punch makes contact. Boom, boom. Now I got a somewhat distance, but they're not gonna stand there. Somebody's boxing or fighting you, they're gonna be moving. Boom, 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 boom. I can take chances because I'm blindfolded. And I can just swing for the fences. Back to one. Back to one. Back to one. It's a really good chance that somebody's going to bust me up. And as you see, I'm not even facing y'all. So those things, when they tell you don't practice unsafe martial arts, do not practice no-touch knockouts. Give you an example. No touch knockout. My opponent is here. I'm here. I'm throwing this imaginary beam of chi to knock him out. Your assignment tonight is to Google no touch knockouts. Your other assignment tonight is do not practice, as long as you live, a no-touch knockout. There was a yellow, I guess, turban group or whatever way back in the 80s or 90s in China or wherever the fuck they were, on a beach. They have this lady, and she gets mauled over by this dude. And then they're like, well, she didn't stand in the ground right. She didn't get her balance straight. No, she does not have fucking superpowers, and she couldn't use a chi blast. Understand that shit. Because the second you get into believing that you're gonna shoot somebody Ken or Ryu style from Street Fighter or Kung Lao or Liu Kang, you're gonna die. Did I stutter? You are going to die. Now, hypocritically speaking, if you're fighting and your hand feels like it's on fire, I didn't say catch on fire, it just feels like your skin is burning from the inside out. That's a different thing. That's what I experienced with chi. Alright? So, I do not believe that you can blast people. I do believe that you can center your chi from the holding point of chi, because they claim it comes from here, to transfer it to your fist. Will it make you stronger? Probably not. Will it make you more efficient? Probably not. But that's the thing about human beings. We don't know what's possible until it's done. I can tell you right now, I can't shoot anybody. I can't build up enough power and then zap somebody. But if I'm teaching you the snake technique, I can teach you how to coil and make your strike stronger. But I can't teach you how to coil and Hadouken anybody. That's just not gonna happen. And when you are able to do that, please come teach me. Teach me how to cultivate my chi so that that shit can turn into the biggest lime, green, blue, yellow ball. And I can start blasting people. Because once I learn how to do that shit, I can guarantee you I'm never going to forget it. Unless I get amnesia. I'm just going to be blasting people for the fuck out of it. Like Static Shock, I'm going to be blasting people. People are going to hate me. Because I'm going to be able to do that shit. Like religiously. People are going to be pissed. So we're going to do one more blindfold thing. But it's going to be more of a Tai Chi steps. So that way you can understand there are reasons. If you want to get back to nature and you want blackness and silence, you can probably pull this Tai Chi shit off. But you want to make sure nobody's in the room. You want to make sure that you don't do anything that can hurt somebody or yourself. So before I go into the unsafe part of fighting with your hands bound, we are going to do simple steps. Really simple steps. So this gets you back to the darkness. Alright? Now supposedly this exercise helps you clear your mind. And I'm going to tell you right now, the white mouse will not explode. That's a Tom and Jerry reference. Go Google it. I want to go too far to frame. Now we Jenga with blindfold on. I feel like I'm falling. Well, I clearly ain't facing you. Let's try that again. I hope y'all got to see that. So I'm going to stay right here. And we're going to try that Jenga again. You can see that me fucking up is proof this is not safe. Alright? Understand that it is not safe. Even with all the training, it is still not safe. I've been doing this for a long time. But there's a thing of reality that you have to live with. This meditation at home, for some people, it will work. That little triangle is not in my way and my eyes are actually shut. But the thing is, alright, here, here. That's a crippled Jenga because I can't go too much lower. Here, here, that's more of a full Jenga. You know? I got to adapt because of my hip. So, you know, I might not have range of motion like some people. And some people get a deep set Jenga. I'm on a hill, so that makes it a little easier. And everybody's Jenga is always different. Remember that. And some people Jenga this way and that way. James is live. So, for your blocks. Yeah. See? Totally off. Now you understand why it's not safe. This entire time I thought I was facing you. I'm facing over here. That should tell you how unsafe that shit is. Each time I start at you. When I've ended either facing this way, facing that way, thinking that I'm facing you. I think when I did that spin kick, it threw me off. So, now we get into the real unsafe shit. Okay? Like I said, this is why you don't practice unsafe martial arts. It is very possible that you will get hurt. One of my flashlight batteries is out. Okay, 3 of my flashlight batteries are out. So this is my belt that I tie my hands together. As always, and I do bound fighting, I take these words to heart, and I pray that you do too. Please do not attempt. You know, it would probably help if I just got a needle and thread and sewed this bitch like this. Somebody remind me the next time you see me, especially if you're in a live with me, Brianna. So we're gonna go hands behind the back first. Because it's the most dangerous and the most unsafe for anybody who has questions. Now remember, you are not well protected unless you are flexible as fuck. I am not flexible. That's a block. That's a block. You have a problem. Again, listen. What do you hear? You hear birds over there? It sounds like one's flying over my head. God, please don't let it poop on live, because that would suck. You're flying over that way. Your voice is that way. And more importantly, your voice is behind me. I hope I'm back in front of the camera. As you can see, with your hands bound, you are limited to what you can do to defend yourself. If your opponent is over here, you want to kick him over there. So if he's coming and you can see him because you can't with his blindfold on, this is your move. Boom. He's over this way now. Your job is not to turn this way, because even though that might seem like it's something, your best bet would have been to pop your hips and go this way, because you were already working with the momentum. Gotta hope him back in front of you. Anyway, if your opponent is over there and your door was over there, you're good. But if your opponent is over here and your door is over there, you would do the inside-outside pressing kick. But since you're blindfolded, you will not be able to hear him or see him come at you. But that's your kick. Now, if the door is over there, you want your opponent over there. We've been there, done that. But it's the same shit on this side. If your opponent is over here and your door is over here, you would do the inside to outside, which is this one. If the door is over there and your opponent is where you are, you want to send him over this side. So you can't see him because you have a blindfold on. You can't hear him with all the distractions around. But your kick would be this kick. Pop your hips and go. I gotta take off this mask because I have no idea where I'm facing. All I hear is everything but me. Wow, I'm actually in the right spot. But that's what makes this unsafe. You can't see shit. All you can do is hear everything. And in hearing everything, you still don't see anything. And it's very important for y'all to understand the perception of reality. Alright? It's very important that you understand what is safe and what is not safe. Everything in this right here is a combination clusterfuck. Alright? Get that shit in your head. This is a combination clusterfuck. This is some shit you can pull off in the movies. You can pull that shit off in the movies because your stunt team, your director, your fight choreographer is going to make sure that everybody knows where your marks are. You pretty much are going to stay in the same spot If you have to do an outside inside crescent kick, they're gonna run you through that shit. Okay, right leg outside to inside. Boom. You nailed the guy here, sending him this way. He's trained to fall that way. Left side, inside to outside crescent kick. You're sending him this way because your exit is that way. This blindfold adds 2,000 more percent that you're gonna get fucked up versus not. So when you kick him, boom, you're gonna go this way because your door's over here. Hope I'm making sense to you. You're gonna do that same shit again, but my hands are gonna be in front. In front, you're gonna have blocking options because your hands are not restrained to your back, which means you have the ability to move better, you have the ability to protect better. But with this blindfold on, all that shit goes out the window because this shit is unsafe. Understand, I'm telling you that it's unsafe. It's unsafe without the blindfold. It's 10 times unsafer with the blindfold. Now again, if you're at home and you've been trained and you know how the movement and you know the room and you lock the door so nobody can come in and you want to train this way for an hour or two, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to tell you it's not any safer because it's not. People tend to not care when people tell you not to come around you while you're doing martial arts. And you need to be aware of that. Because people who don't listen or don't care will get fucked up. Which will probably also get you fucked up. So we're going to put the blindfold on, we're going to work with the front, and then we're going to take this shit off, and I'm going to preach you some more. Okay. Just so that you know. 1,000 times over. Damn it. 1,000 times over, do not attempt this shit. We're going to go through the normal drill. If you've been here before, then you know. Alright. High right, medium right. Medium with knee, low. High left, medium left. Medium with knee, low. Those are your basic blocks. So, right punch coming at your left side of your face, boom. Left punch coming at your right side of your face, boom. Learning to use your hands together as a cohesive unit is good for you. Your opponent, your door. Your door's over there, your opponent's right here. You want your opponent over there so that you don't have to engage and so that you can get this off and run. Understand? So he's coming, boom. You kick him, you pop your hips, and you're out. You want to get this off as you're going out. Again, door's right there, opponent's right here. You want to go this way, you want your opponent to go that way. You take your stand, boom. Pop your hips, you're out. But you want to get this damn thing off. This getting off is more important than these getting off. Because I showed you plenty of times you can still fight with your hands tied. Not so easy with your hands tied and your eyes blind. The reason why I did this was because of a video that mentioned no touch knockouts. As I said, hypocritically speaking, I don't believe that you can use chi to fire, like shoot beams and shit. Would be great, but if it was real, everybody would have mastered it by now. As long as Mortal Kombat's been out, as long as Street Fighter's been out, as long as Fatal Fury's been out, as long as Final Fight's been out, as long as any game involving a martial artist that allows them to work up some chi and shoot somebody. You know, you think in real life us martial artists wouldn't have mastered that by now? Because if we can see one person do it, we can see lots of people do it. That's kind of how the martial arts work. Because when you go to school, first day, and you do this shit for months on end. Your sensei walks around and evaluates you, teaches you what you are doing right, what you are doing wrong. But as far as no touch knockouts, not a thing. I mean, it's a thing for some people, but it's not a thing for me. I will not, and you cannot convince me that no touch knockouts are real. Now, again, if you find somebody who can teach me that shit, and actually not just teach me, but use it on me so I can know, I'm willing to take that L. I'm literally willing to take that L if they can teach me how to fucking do it. Okay? And sometimes you got to get knocked out to learn. Now, I know that's a horrible thing to say as a martial artist, but that doesn't make it any less true. You know? Because you're going to get beat up in training, depending on your training. If you taking BJJ, you have gotten beat up during training. Not intentionally, but because you're training and it's a little rough, you will get beaten up a little bit. My hip hurts. Like, I don't know what I did, but I guess one of the kicks must have really jarred something. I don't feel like it's like broken or anything. It's just, it's in more pain than usual. I can still lift it, so. Okay, we're gonna carry on. Your hands are tied. You are not at 100%, but you can get at 100%, all right? And the trick to getting to 100% is your opponent's not gonna know if you're 100% or not. And again, this is still unsafe, which is why I say you don't want to engage. You want to evade and escape. So if they're coming at you, I'm gonna use not this leg because this leg hurts like shit. I'm gonna use this leg. So if you have to engage, boom, 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 and you can run, or they're coming, boom, you know, you can get them. You want to do what you have to do to not engage. If your door's that way, I just fucked up. But if your door's over that way, then you did right. Now, if your door's over there, and he's coming, boom, that way you can pop your hips and go. Now, let's keep it real. Heat of battle accidents happen. All right? Heat of battle accidents happen. You've been training for this for a long time, and when you start having to use it, you forget. All right? So your door's over there, and you got to go there, but you're about to fuck up. You don't realize you're about to fuck up until you fuck up, which is generally how that shit happens. All right? Remember, your door's over there, and you really want to kick him this way, but you accidentally forget your game plan, and you kick him right in the way of your door. Now, if you didn't knock him out, you got to engage. You want to avoid having to engage. All right? Again, this is unsafe, but it can be done. But you need proper training. If you are not getting trained by somebody who has been trained, I know I'm not the only one. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But if you haven't been trained by somebody who actually knows what the fuck they're doing, who can teach you the blocks and the kicks to escape versus the blocks and kicks to engage, then you're going to be okay. But if they're only teaching you how to engage, they're robbing you of your chance to save your life. It is not recommended that you engage with your hands tied. Let me rephrase that. It is not recommended by my old ass that you engage with your hands tied. If you have no choice, you have no choice. But right now, in this training, you have a choice. But if you don't, then you need to know how to escape the engagement, which is why I said when the door's over there, you kick your opponent over there. When your door's over there, you kick your opponent over there. It's not that difficult. You have to remember what kicks put people where. And if you have no door and you have to engage, you do not want to take your feet off this ground. Rather, your hands are in front of you or behind you. So we're going to do that. We have no escape. I have to engage. In front, I'm safer because my block game is going to work. All right? And back, I don't have a lot of block game. You know, I don't have a lot of block game. But if I'm in the back, I'm doing this part first because it's easier to transition back over. And I have to engage. I want to keep it simple, man. I want to keep it simple. You want to keep it simple. So you want to use mostly front kicks or side kicks. Not jumping kicks or anything that involves this back foot coming off the ground for more than a couple of seconds. Because if I do this kick and you do a foot sweep and this kick blows by you, that leaves this leg open and I'm already in the air. So it's more than likely I'm going to slam on my back and be knocked out or knocked dead. You don't want to do that. All right? So what you want to do is you want to front kick, step back. Front kick, step back. If he decides to switch to do Taekwondo, you want to kick his kick. So if he's doing a Taekwondo round, which is that, you're going to do either a round or you're going to do a kick combo, which will look like this. Boom, boom. And the reason why you're going to do that is because he's throwing a round kick. Let me remove my hand. When he throws that round kick, because your hands are behind you, you can't really block. You don't want to absorb that kick because that shit's going to hurt and it might put you down. But if you kick here, you want to catch him in the thigh or the knee, and then to the second part of that kick, watch carefully. Let me get back far enough so YouTube can see it. I kick in and then I kick that way. All right? So it's a kick here and then a kick to the gut or the bladder. I'm going to advise the bladder depending on your range of motion. A lot of people don't have a lot of range of motion. A lot of people don't have the ability to do that. If he's throwing it from the other side, boom, boom, it's the same damn kick. Looks differently because this hip doesn't work, plus it's hurting like shit. So understand, your hands are behind your back. So he's throwing a Taekwondo round kick, boom, boom. You already know your target. That inside of that thigh where that dip is, where your knee is. If you're wearing shorts right now, never mind, these pants can't do that. They can do this though. Alright, so there's a dip in your knee. That's where you want to hit. Alright? So, yeah, I did that. But there's a dip in your knee. And he's throwing that round kick. He's throwing that turning round kick. God, something is burning like a motherfucker. He's throwing that round, must be that car's rubber. He's throwing that kick. Your hands are tied behind your back. So you want to try to match his kick if possible. If not possible, then you want to elude. So he's throwing this kick. And it's a Taekwondo kick, so you can kick the kick and then kick him, or you can step back and then kick him as he goes through, which means your target's going to be anywhere here because he went all the way through because you stepped back. All right, now if you're stepping here and you're stepping back, you can kick, or if you step, he's kicking, you step back, boom, you can retaliate because when he throws that round kick, if he follows all the way through, he's going to land like this, which gives you all of this shit. And since your hands are tied behind your back, you need to fight smarter, not harder. Understand that phrase. Fight smarter, not harder. I'm going to give you one more kick with my hands behind my back, and then we're going to do hands in front. Okay? So, no matter what kick he's throwing, your back foot is your base leg. You don't want that son bitch to leave the ground. So again, you don't want to do that unless it's the only option. If it's the only option, may God have mercy on your soul. So, any kick he's throwing, you can block with the knee. That crescent knee, if you learn kickboxing or Thai fighting, that's a block. If you learn Kempo, it's also a block. You can do it with either leg. It's the same thing as the crescent kick. God damn it, it's 6:30. Okay, we got to finish this up. So, you can block it with a crescent knee, either way, and their knee or just past their knee is your target. All right, remember that. You can do crescent kicks to block his kick. Boom, you blocked his kick. Boom, you've blocked his kick. Now, as you notice, at both times, one foot stays solid on that ground, and you need that. Now again, if you watch enough of these videos, you know straight up, you're not going to do this. Your balance is off by 90 degrees, and you will go down. If you don't complete that kick, which they probably are not going to let you, you're going to get fucked up. All right? Again, it's not safe. Now for the kicks in front. Your front protection is a lot easier because you have the ability to block. Understand that shit. You have the ability to block, which people fail to understand. Your hands are still tied, but you have that ability to block now. You remember high, medium, low, medium, weak, etc. You have the ability to block. So you don't necessarily have to do anything, but since you have no way out, you and me gonna have a fight. If you make sure wherever he poop, you clean it up and we good. That's fine. But I don't like cleaning up my own dog poop. And I don't own dogs. Anyway, the whole point being made, you have to, get your shit straight where you're fighting. If you cannot avoid the fight with your hands tied, then you need to know how to block and you have to know how to strike. So, same kicks, the one you're not going to do, if you take a look when you watch this over, you will see that, go to YouTube, watch it over. You will see that the kick, they look the same, but slow it down. Check the balance. See how far I lean forward or backwards, depending on my hands being tied in front. So again, now my hands are in front. I can block, I can strike. I got better options, because boom, boom, boom is gonna work a hell of a lot better with my hands in front of me than trying to sidestep, knee, and then what do I have? I have nothing. So if I sidestep and I knee, I gotta step back to deliver that kick. You don't know somebody's recovery time. You do not know anybody's recovery time until you hit them. All right? See, here's that shit that people leave off when you're watching the more popular martial artists. You don't know anybody's recovery time. If I hit you and that shit don't hurt you, and my hands are back here, and I just sidestep and kneed you, and you don't flinch, or twitch, or bend over, guess who's going home by way of the ambulance? It ain't the guy with his hands untied. It's me. Same thing here. I got block power. Boom. So I block you, I strike you, I can strike you, and I can continue to strike you because my hands have more options. But as you notice, what didn't happen? One of my legs stayed on that ground the entire time. Because this, boom, that, if his recovery time is faster than I can get back down with that blow, he can snatch me out the air. You have to be a smarter fighter. When you block and you strike again, you need to strike continuously, especially if there's no escape. But it's easier if your hand's tied in front versus behind you, as I just showed you. This, here, and here, and here, you're good. But with this shit, with your hands tied behind you, this, now you gotta adjust and kick here, or boom, step back and kick again. And you won't have that kind of time. And you see how slow I'm moving. But that's because I'm in pain and I'm hurting really bad. But the show must go on. I teach you that shit because one, it's unsafe. Two, unless you're making a movie, everything we just did is never gonna fucking happen. Unless you have a lifestyle that I don't fucking know about. I don't want your lifestyle because I'm old and crippled now. But you can still fight with your hands tied. But you need to be trained. Before anything else, before you get a belt and maybe not that sumbitch, you need to find someone in your area that can train you this shit. And I'm not talking virtual training like you're watching now, because you're not learning shit. You're learning how to tie yourself into a knot, how to block, yeah. That's a little bit, but that's not the gist, because you don't have anybody there to make sure the knot's tied and then teach you in resistance with light touching. Like if you got a partner and your hands are tied and they're boom and you're blocking, you have someone actually there training you with it, all right? But they also have to know what the fuck they're doing. They literally have had to have some bound training. That's some shit that went away in the 80s and 90s. I've been blessed to be taught it in the 80s and the 90s. If you find someone that has this training, stick with them. Unless they're a douche and they're not investing in your training, all right? Now, if you get to the point where your hands free, boom, now the world's your oyster, and so is your opponent. Boom, boom, boom. I just used this belt as a weapon. Understand? I can whip that bitch around. So, block, strike, boom, boom. Can hit him again. Understand how fighting works. Understand there's no such thing as a useless martial art, with the exception of the no-touch knockout. I hope I taught you something. But the most important thing that I'm going to teach you right now, you need to train. And if you want to do bound fighting, you need to find someone who literally has been training in this shit forever. I've been doing this since I was 12 years old. Am I a fucking master at it? I'd say not, but I'm good enough to know what works and what doesn't work and what will get your fucking ass killed. So in case you missed it, we're going to do one last little thing. I'm going to show you the kicks that you will probably never or should never ever attempt. Outside of that jumping spin kick, you have your butterfly kick, which I'm probably going to go down because my leg hurts, but you're never going to use it. It's actually an escape. It's not so much as an attack kick, but you know, you have your butterfly kick. You're never going to use that when your hands are tied, unless you're making a move. You have the jumping spin kick. We'll do it. And you have your tornado kick. Now, I'm not going to do it from behind the back because time is a thing. But I will tell you that all of those kicks throw your balance off when your hands are tied behind your back. Also, if you notice, my hands are tied like this instead of tied like this. When they are exceptionally close and you have no maneuverability, that's when shit gets dangerous. Understand, this, and this is a hell of a lot better when you have space. Not so much when your hands are locked up and this is how you're tied up and you have no maneuverability. That shit sucks. Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 12. You'll get used to the pain. It's also probably going to cut off your circulation, so you need to be careful how you tie your hands together. That's very important that you don't cut off your circulation. Now, one last thing from the back. I'm going to show you my hands locked up like that again. And then you're going to understand why I said that blocking thing. Let me get close enough to you. Grab it one more time. All right, you see that? YouTube. All right, see here? I got no blocks other than sidestep and block. This shit is not safe. Even after being taught it, I am still going to say that this shit is not safe. Before you attempt to do any bound fighting, seek a sensei or a sifu in one form of karate or kung fu that has had bound training. If not, seek a military soldier, probably a ranger, probably a marine, probably any kind of special forces type person. If they teach you, then you got a better shot than learning from somebody like me. Alright? But at the same time, I've been doing this since I was 12. Alright? Understand that doing something since you was 12 doesn't make you the best at it. It just gives you the option of being able to use it. I was taught this for the simple fact you don't know. You never know if someone's going to be smart enough to tie you up. Somebody might cold cock you in the back of the head and just leave you there. But somebody might want something from you. So they can't get it from a person who's unconscious. So they tie you up and take you with them. Understand? Again, it's not safe. But me showing you is because it can be done. It's just not safe. You need the training before you practice. And when you get the training, you practice the training until you get tired of practicing the training. And then you practice some fucking more. You never stop training. Period. Even crippled, you see me in these videos. I'm still training. I will train until I die. Or until the good Lord takes my legs and my arms and put me in a vegetarian state. Other than that, I'm going to keep training. I'm going to tell you to keep training. But you're going to train safely. You're going to practice safety. You will not do no-touch knockouts. You will not train unsafely because I'm not going to be held responsible.